In this video I would like to talk about soul loss versus soul suppression. So basically a lot of abuse during childhood, or especially wars, like our world has experienced so many wars that has caused soul loss. Wars are actually the biggest, strongest way of causing soul loss. And soul loss is just terrible, terrible, terrible. Because it's actually death in a person while he's alive, or never coming alive, not knowing what is being alive, what it means to be alive. So a lot of nations that are actually used to wars, like for example Germany, has experienced many major wars, and Syria now as well. Other countries have experienced a lot of soul loss, and it's absolutely terrible to rebirth this. It's so difficult to rebirth soul loss. Telling you, I mean, shamans are doing that, but shamans, but they are also struggling with the knowledge of how to do it, because people get into psychosis when they are actually rebirthing. Simply because if you get rebirthed, then you have flashbacks. Yeah. So maybe someone is really good person, and he's working with you and wants to rebirth your soul. Then that person who got traumatized cannot distinguish between good and evil, because the flashbacks are coming up at the same time as knowing that this person is not the parent or the abuser or whatever, but the flashbacks are coming at the same time of the healing part. So you're always split in two. You're split into healing the wounds and yet receiving the flashbacks. And the flashbacks apparently are so terrible that you are triggered into psychosis. So it's quite difficult to rebirth a soul when it has suffered from tremendous abuse. A lot of people are killing themselves, and for good reasons actually. I don't support suicide, but there is hardly any help out there, you know. And so there is also a difference between soul loss and soul suppression. Soul loss is the worst illness, worst thing that can ever happen to you, because it's the most extreme death while you are alive. And soul suppression is something that your soul doesn't dare to come alive. It is kind of like hiding, because it got emotionally abused or sexually harassed or abused or whatever. It is only hiding. But this shyness or this hiding is also very, very difficult to heal, because who is doing that? Because at the same time rage is coming up, fears are coming up, your body reacts, you know. Sometimes you get cramps or epileptic effects, or your body is actually responding, and it's absolutely difficult to rebirth the soul. And soul loss, that is something that you've never been in your body. And a lot of people who suffered from tremendous, terrible wars, PTSD, war trauma, etc., are actually suffering from tremendous soul loss. Wars are killers in every way, they kill souls, they kill bodies, and yet these souls will never die because souls don't die, So sometimes lost souls, that you've heard that before, lost souls, they are actually stuck on this planet and they cannot go into the light. Ghosts, people that are on this planet, or souls that are stuck on this planet and they can never reach the light. Germany is suffering from tremendous soul loss. And how do you realize, or how do you notice people who are suffering from soul loss or soul suppression? They are raging a lot, they are a lot in the ego, they are a lot, they are not spiritual, they are not connected to the earth, they don't believe or trust in God at all, they don't believe in magic, in spirituality, in nothing basically. We all know this, and most people are suffering from some way or the other soul loss. And so you can use a lot of breathing techniques, for example, or shamanistic, drumming, trance, ayahuasca, different methods of healing and bringing back your lost soul parts. But it's very challenging. It takes a lot of knowledge and a lot of responsibility as well, because you cannot just take someone who's suffering from tremendous trauma and send him back home afterwards, because he probably gets into a psychosis, which is quite likely. And so it's very difficult to work as a healer and to be a good healer, actually. A lot of people don't feel themselves anymore, They don't feel any of their body or whatever. That is also partly due of soul loss. Rushing around, being in stress and whatever is also causing soul loss or soul suppression, because the soul cannot follow this rushing around anymore, Mindfulness, you have heard of mindfulness. If you're fully walking, if you're mindfully eating and whatever. Buddhists don't only practice that for no reasons whatsoever. They practice it in order to find your soul again. And every spiritual practice is actually about finding yourself again, finding your soul. A lot of people don't have that, Some people have not suffered from that because they were praying a lot, they're connected to Jesus, praying is quite good, singing is good, all these things. So it's very challenging to bring it up again. And one way is, for example, to do mantra meditation, or meditation in general, mantra singing, Archangel Michael meditation, violet flame meditations, all these things, doing sports, getting into your body again, expressing in a surrounding that is not harassing or not evil or bad or stupid. So you actually have to use different methods for that, and it's quite difficult. It's very difficult, because like I said, if you go into your trauma again, then you get like huge flashbacks. And what I experienced in a Tantra workshop was that if you are in a flashback, it's very dangerous to be alone, because you are in that trauma again, So you need someone who's grounding you, who's like many people, 5 people, you know. One guy maybe at one foot, the other one at the other foot, holding hands, touching the body. So you go into the traumata, but you are grounded in the here and now, and it's nearly impossible to do that by yourself. Yeah, it's that bad, and people are still causing wars and wars and wars. And at one point there will be no soul, no real soul left. If it continues like this, then the world, humans will suffer from such a tremendous soul loss that's unbelievable. Yeah, but what can I do? Should I tell them to stop? They will laugh at me, you know, Putin and the other dudes. They just don't get it, you know, what they're causing here on this planet with all these wars and stupidity. So yeah, people that are suffering from soul loss, especially in Germany, are raging, they're in their egos a lot, they're greedy, they are manipulative, they are depressed. Germany is a place that is so depressing, so depressed. Wherever you go, you know, even in fitness studios, everywhere it's like all this dense, depressed energy, and that is due to soul loss and soul suppression. Yeah. So, what a waste of lives, no? If you kill someone during their lives. And no one knows what they are actually doing. They think it's normal because they know it from their family, and they keep doing it with their children, blah, blah, blah. So at one point there will be no souls left, yeah? And you can feel if someone has a strong soul, is in his body, you can feel it. Some black people, for example, soul singers, yeah? Soul singers. They are singing with their souls. And people are like, wow, that's amazing. What a beautiful voice. And these people get famous. But we don't realize that these people have actually only kept something alive, which we all have. We don't know it anymore, yeah? We don't know it anymore. We don't feel it anymore. That's why we think it's so special if someone is in his soul, but has a strong soul, but really we should all be like that. And it's not normal to not be like that. So yeah, that's just a brief introduction to soul loss versus soul suppression. Bye.